How's it going, everyone? Adam here from Coding Basics, and welcome to tutorial number 23 in my Introduction to Python series. In this video, we'll be talking about tuples. Some people might also call them tuples. Doesn't matter what you want to call them. I think tuples sounds better. So that's what I'm going to be calling them for this tutorial. Now, to get started, let's just first talk about what are tuples, because unless you have a computer science background, you might not know. Well, a tuple, at least in Python, is an immutable sequence of Python objects. What do I mean by that? A tuple cannot be changed. So once you set the tuple, you cannot change what's in it. You cannot change the values at that index. The other big difference between a tuple and a list, because really a list is a sequence of elements, so is a tuple. Biggest difference there, as well as a list can be changed, a tuple can't, is a tuple uses rounded brackets, whereas a list uses square brackets. So just to kind of go over some of the stuff I just mentioned, let's launch Python and get started. So we're going to create a list called list1 and set it equal to, in square brackets, we're just going to pass in a couple random letters. So we'll pass in A, a B, and a C. Okay, and if we list1, my bad. So if we pass in list1, you get A, B, and C. We can also make it a tuple, so we'll call this one tuple1 and set it equal to A, B, and C. So a tuple is very similar to the list, except for you use rounded brackets. And other than that, it's pretty much the same. You're separating everything by a comma, and you are doing everything pretty much the same except for the rounded brackets. So let's just I'll create it, reference it, and you'll see what it looks like. But another thing worth mentioning, you don't even have to put the brackets here. The brackets are optional. You don't have to put them. So I'm just going to create tuple2 and set it equal to A, comma, B, comma, C. So those are our tuples. Now, when it comes to accessing what's in a tuple, it's the exact same as a list. So let's go with tuple. We'll just use tuple2 and get the element at the 0 index, which is A. The exact same is, of course, going to work with list1. But the big difference is, it's immutable. So, example, list1, we use the .append method, and we could add in another one, so D. And now list1 is going to be A, B, C, D. Well, let's just try that with tuple1, just for the heck of it. So, tuple1, and let's see what kind of error pops out. So you can see tuple object has no attribute append. So that doesn't work with tuples. Now, what else do I want to talk about? How about, so setting. For a list, you can change an attribute value. So list1 let's do list1 at the index 3. And let's just change that from a D to an E. No problem. So list1, A, B, C, E now. Now if we tried to do that with a tuple, so tuple1, and we'll do that for index 2 since it only has 3 items in it, and once again, a tuple object does not support item assignment. Now another thing we could do though, we could take our tuple1. If we want to delete a tuple, we can do that. We can't remove elements, but if we just want to get rid of this tuple, we can do that. Same as with a dictionary, del in front of the name of the tuple. So del tuple1. Now if we reference tuple1 is not defined. So the tuple has been completely deleted. Now you might wonder, why would I ever use a tuple? You can't do anything with it like a list. Well, they are pretty simple and pretty useful to work with. especially when it comes to swapping numbers. So for example, if you're making a game and you have a high score, well, every time you get, someone plays a game, you got to check their score against all the other scores to see where they rank on your high score chart. And then just say you got a new high score. Then you have to, put that new score as the new high score. The former high score becomes the second score. So you kind of just keep swapping numbers all the way down until, everything's been set properly. Well, tuples are very useful for swapping numbers. So just an example here. I'm going to create two variables. We're going to swap their numbers. So we'll set A equal to 5, sure, and then B equal to 27. Two random numbers. And we can easily swap these using a tuple. So A comma B. If we want to swap their values, we can use tuples. So in that case, we're going to say A comma B equals B comma A. And now let's look at the value of A. It's 27. The value of B is 5. So tuples are very useful for swapping letters. Now up here we actually made a tuple object. Which one did I delete? I deleted tuple 1, but we still have tuple 2. So tuple 2, A, B, C. Okay, so we're going to create some variables here. We'll call this one letter 1, letter 2, and then letter 3. And we're going to set it equal to tuple 2. Now let's see what letter 1 is. It's A. So you can see how tuples can be useful. It'd be a lot easier than, setting each of these individually, or it'd be a lot easier than swapping. Like you could always create a temporary variable, that kind of stores the former one while you're setting the new one so you don't lose that value. I don't know. It just gets really complicated. This kind of simplifies it for swapping numbers. Very useful for setting multiple variables. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that was everything. If there is anything I forgot, of course, it'll be on my website, codingbasics.ca, so check that out. But for now, that's all I got for you. So remember to leave a comment on this video, like this video, and subscribe. Any tutorial you want to see, let me know and I'll try to make it for you. But otherwise, I will see you next time.